There's something about small, portable gaming handhelds that I really love. I love the idea of having a full system in my pocket, something small, something lightweight, but something that's still ultimately playable. And that's why I love the Game Boy Micro. This was Nintendo's last Game Boy. I think it's great. It's got a great little screen, but a lot of people didn't like it. They felt it was a little bit too cramped, which I can see why they would say that. It is a lot smaller than the original Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Advance SP, but I love this and I think it's great. It's the same reason that I love the 8-bit dual controller. This little thing fits in your pocket and it's essentially a SNES controller for your phone. But I found something else that's equally as cool and equally as portable as the 8-bit dual controller. In fact, it might even be a little bit smaller. Say hello to the PocketSprite. This little system, which is clearly drawing inspiration from the original Game Boy, can play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Master System, Game Gear, and more. I'm not sure if you can play Nintendo games yet, but it is open source, so I suspect you can play original NES games on it as well. But you're talking about that era. You're talking about late 80s kind of video games era. You're not talking Mega Drive or SNES. I mean, it's only got 2 buttons. So this little thing looks fantastic. It will cost you $55. And you can see there it's got a smooth OLED screen, 60 plus frames per second. Why that's necessary for an old handheld, I don't know. You can turn it on and off. It's got a tiny 8-bit speaker, rechargeable battery, built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And it works with you load the games via an app. So to really get an idea of it, you can see in these pictures, you know, this gives you an idea of how small this thing is. And you can see someone trying to play it there. I mean, look at it in its case. It's tiny. It's so cute. So as I was saying, a lot of people don't like the Game Boy Micro because it's too small, it's too cramped to play. Well, those people aren't going to like this because this thing is ridiculously tiny. I mean, just look at that. It's insane. But it is worth noting, this isn't, you know, designed for hours and hours of gameplay, and this one certainly isn't either. This one is designed for like 5 minutes in the train, 20 minutes in the bus, something, you know, you just got in your keys at all times. Now, as far as specifications that go, as you can see, this is crowd supply. This is where it was sourced. It was $45 for the first few hundred people. It's now $55. As far as price goes, it's not the cheapest in the world. You know, when you realize you can pick up like Nintendo DS's for for cheaper than that, it does seem expensive. But I don't think they're taking advantage of people either. It's not like $100 or anything like that. So $55 is a price I can stomach, and I think most people would be happy to pay that. So you can see it here. Where's the okay? So it's got here that there's the preloaded emulators on it. 2 emulators. One does the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. One does the Master System and Game Gear. Sorry, I'm talking silly. I have got the cold. So it's a one-click process. It's done over the air on Windows, Linux, Mac, or Android. No cables, no drivers. So it's got 60 megabytes of internal storage. You don't need a micro SD card or anything like that. 2 megabytes are used for the operating system and game emulators, and the remaining 14 megabytes can be used for game ROMs. Now it says here if your ROMs are small, 64 or 128 kilobyte, you can fit hundreds of games. If they're bigger, 1 megabyte, you only fit 10. Now, I was like, as I said, I'm not sure if the Nintendo's going to be supported, but I did see there on the Wikipedia page the size of NES games vary from 8 kilobytes, Galaxian, which is basically an Atari game from the 70s, to 1 megabytes. And it's the same, you'll find that in the same with the Master System. I think the original Master System cards were 25 kilobytes and they were up to like 100 kilobytes. Game Boy Color, some of them were a couple of megabyte actually, depending on what game you purchased. So they're 100% correct. It does depend on the games that you add. And if you add later games that are more advanced, they'll take up more storage. But personally, I'd be happy if it only had 15, 20 games on it. I'd be pretty content, because it's not like you're going to be, hundreds of games to select from. You just want something to, pull out and play. An old Zelda, perhaps. An old Street Fighter. I don't know. Street Fighter in the Master System. So we've got this features and specifications here, and 55 by 30 by 14 millimeters. dual core 240 MCU processor. So that's there, 520 kilobytes of RAM, 448 kilobytes of ROM, 13mm mono speaker, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, low energy, lithium ion battery gives hours of gameplay. How many hours? Please tell me. So it's charging via micro USB port. So this is a comparison with other kind of Pocket ones that we've seen recently, like the BitBoy and all that. 80 by 64 pixels. It's insane. It is insane. It's a little bit insane. But when you look at the actual specs there, some of them, you know, the fact that that's actually got more RAM than the BitBoy is quite impressive. Instant game resume. Okay, obviously they've picked the features that they've got that the others don't, but still it is quite impressive. It's got more RAM. Like, for those who don't know, the BitBoy, I'll just quickly show you that. The BitBoy is more like the original Game Boy. And it really is kind of like mimicking the original Game Boy. There, it's there. That's something I should probably try and review in the future. But in comparison to that, well, I guess it's targeting the same market, but I also think that they're different devices. There'll be a lot of people that would maybe have both of these devices. I don't think they're really competing. I mean, look at the size of that. You're talking like that. It's insane. So it's open source, $55 shipped around the world. You can expect it in May. I think this looks cool. I like the idea of this. How much you would use it, I mean, I don't know, but I just think this would be a great gift for someone that likes games. I think this would be great to buy just for yourself. There it's there, select start, a little D-pad, 2 little buttons. How responsive those buttons are going to be, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, it doesn't look like the best made device in the world. It's just a little plastic device with a tiny resolution screen. But I like it. I must admit, guys, I like it. So you can find out more at PocketSprite.com. Please do check it out. I think it's a very, very cool handheld. I love these kind of things that come out. $55. I think I'll maybe order one and then hopefully do a review for you guys in a few months. I think it's very, very cool. Well, let me know what you think about it in the comment area. I'll link to the website and the crowd supply page so that you can order if you would like it. But please let me know what you think about it. Is this just a gimmick? Is it cool? Is it the best handheld ever? Let me know in the comment area below. Thanks for watching, guys. Speak to you soon.